That's a game changer right there. Good morning, friends. Today I want to talk about game changers. Game changers in the van. Last video we started talking about a toilet in the van. We put a composting toilet in the van. That was a total game changer when it came to the van. It completely altered van camping for us. Prior to that, we were relying on going to use public facilities, stopping at stores, stopping at gyms, stopping at when we'd go to a campsite and hope their facilities were in use. But actually putting a composting toilet in the van made the whole experience for us completely different. So this week, one of the things I want to talk about is how we built the frame around the toilet. And what that looks like, because when we first bought the toilet, I didn't know exactly how to install it. Everything I saw online was I put a shower in the van and I set my toilet in the shower. And we just didn't have that kind of room, and we weren't putting a shower in the van. We'll do another video to show you how we do showers in the van when we have to do that. But we wanted something that was just going to be part of the existing bench, and something that quite honestly, it was going to be out of sight only when we needed it. You only need something like that once or twice a day and a couple of times during the night, maybe, and that's it. So it's not something I wanted to really take up a big space in the van. I wanted it to be compact, out of the way, and most important, once I got past the ick factor of a toilet in the van, which was the biggest part for me, and hopefully in this video I can kind of explain a little bit and take some of that ick factor out when it comes to a composting toilet. We've talked about cassette toilets before. I feel they're nasty personally. I know they are used a lot out there. I'm not a big fan of them. You're keeping the solids and the liquids together. It makes it just a foul odor. And the composting toilet, once you get back past that idea that it's your solids are just in this bucket of dirt, once that dirt's dry, well, actually even prior to that, there's zero smell to a composting toilet. And it really took us to make the leap to purchase the toilet to really find that out. But there literally is there's zero smell. And this is a van that I drive to work every day. So it's not something that I would want to be driving to work that I'm smelling any kind of sewage at all, if you will. And there is zero of that. So today we're going to look at how we installed the toilet itself. Last video we looked at the vent tubing. Today we're going to take a look at the bench, take a look at installing the toilet, and then get into some things real quick, if we have time, on the toilet, on using the toilet. How does Beth and I, how do we use the toilet? And one of those ways is when we need to use the bathroom and we need privacy. One person goes outside of the van, the other person stays inside the van. You're just self-contained 100%. So let's take a look in today's video on some of the things we did with the bench and how we installed it in the van, and why we did some of the things we did. Come on. So the bench we built, we used to have a smaller bench in here that was simply storage. We sort of mimicked that bench, but we expanded it a little bit. And you'll notice, if I get the right angle here, you'll notice we also, it's not exactly square. And the reason we did that is because when you're getting out of bed, or you're coming this direction down there, we didn't want this corner sticking out. But what we did with this is we just simply put some pads on these, and this is just a lift up, and this is just a trash can in here. But this left side is simply storage for the van, or storage for the toilet. You'll notice in the back, that's actually the wall of the van. And we didn't finish that, and I don't know, we get a lot of flack for this sometimes, that we don't finish the stuff that's unseen. But quite honestly, like for example, these little pocket holes here where we put it together, But quite honestly, I don't, you know, when I put this down, you don't see it. The only time you're going to see it is when I'm using the trash can. And quite honestly, I don't really care that there's pocket holes there. I just care that it's functional and usable. So on the left side, we have the storage for the toilet. On the right side, open the door up here. Here you have, this is your Nature's Head composting toilet. So you'll notice what we did is we kind of basically just built a bench that had no back on it. You'll notice the back goes right through on both sides. It goes right through to the van wall. It's made out of 2x3s, okay? And basically it's just a larger version of the former storage cabinet we had. The difference on the floor of this one is we cut the base out. So basically what we can do now is just unhook this, grab this guy, and slide the toilet out. And so once we slide the toilet out, now it becomes, you know, it becomes a usable bathroom. We slide it out to about that far so that the lid can lift up. And you're good to go. You'll see this is the liquids tank, and then you have the solids tank, which I'll say before I glare in here, it's not, there's nothing in there, it's empty. And then you have the solids tank, and you'll see here that this is how this splits apart. So right now the solids tank is open, so that would be for your solids, obviously. And then when you wanted to do, you know, your urinating, if you will, you're going to take this, you're going to shut that, and then your liquids are simply going to go in the front, and they're going to go down through the front and go into this tank here. Now I talked a little bit about how the solids tank has a fan going on it, and basically if I turn the toilet, you'll note there's your vent tube that goes out through the back and down through the bottom of the floor. And here is, I'll get the wire off here, I unplug it when we're not using it. Here's basically just the 12 volt piece of this, and there's a little plug-in right here. And right now, that's simply pulling air. There's a computer fan in that little square box there that's sucking air through the tank, out that hose, and then out the bottom of the van. Now, the computer, I'll call it a computer fan, but the fan of this is really a very low draw on power. Let's go take a look at that on the Goal Zero battery. Alright, so if you notice on the Goal Zero battery here, the only thing I have running in the van right now is the fan of the toilet, and that's 2 watts. You know, I've run that fan days on end and with zero issue, and it's really not that big a draw on the battery whatsoever. So the bathroom right now for the van is basically in ready mode. You know, you would simply, you know, if you needed to, you have the fan right there that can be put into exhaust, which is normally running in exhaust mode when we're in the van. And then you have the fan running on the toilet over here, which is really taking any odor whatsoever and eliminating it. I can't tell you how virtually odorless this toilet is, even compared to a standard bathroom. It's really quite amazing. So once we're done our thing with the toilet, you basically are done. And we can slide the, you know, at that point we can slide the toilet basically back in. And essentially you're back to a standard cabinet or a bench to sit on. Now the reason we can sit on this bench is you know, when I open this door to the toilet, you'll notice, well, I've taken some rigidity away from the whole thing because I've cut this, you know, I've cut this slide out so this can slide out. And underneath there, I've put these felt pieces so this doesn't scratch. You know, a van, those of you that have vans, you'll notice just here going in the van, it's, you know, I brought some dirt in already. But in order not to scratch the floor, I just put some felt feet on the bottom of this that it slides out. But I make all of my benches with 2x3s. So you kind of see them down on the floor there. And basically I'm building an entire bench. These tops were simply 1/2-inch plywood, and I cut it so that when this door closes, he's basically acting as the support for you know, the door is basically the support for the bench for somebody to sit on it. So when this door is closed to this cabinet, this whole bench basically becomes a nice place to sit. It just becomes another piece of furniture within the van. So either I or Beth will be sitting on the bench. You know, the cushions make it real nice. We can put a pillow up against the kitchen sink here, you know, and you kind of have a nice view out. We also have the passenger side seat that swivels around. So you kind of have your living area here, and the bathroom is put away. And basically now you don't need a bathroom for, what, till tomorrow? So we don't have the shower in here. So to put the toilet in the shower, but this is how we've gotten around that. And I think it really came out nice. Nice bench, nice storage on this side, and a trash can in it. And there's a couple little tidbits I'll sneak into another video, but I don't want this to go too long today. So with that, I thank you for coming along this weekend, checking out our toilet. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments down below. I'll also put a link to Nature's Head Toilets down in the description. Until next time, please like the video if you found the content of today's video helpful. If you like the videos we're putting out, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell. And until next time, peace. We'll see you on down the road. Bye-bye now.